You know what the greatest sport in the world is? Pool. Not just pool, but lunar pool. That's right, the kind of pool that you play with all your boys on the moon. What makes this lunar pool? Well, the fact that it's kind of complete and total nonsense. Starting off, yeah, this is one of those games where you can just go to whatever round you want, which is amazing. Friction, we're not going to touch that. We're going to leave it as is. Leave it default. So, what makes a lunar pool so different from any other pool? Good question. It's actually, Ooh, nice. There is actually some method behind it, though. Now, may look fairly normal to begin with, as you may see. We're just kind of by ourselves, you know, hitting balls. Not hitting them particularly well, but, you know, hitting them. This is one-player mode, so we're not really competing with anyone. We more so just want to get all the balls in the holes. And it's a little odd, you know, getting used to the angles. Something happened. Oh, I think you do get lives, and we may have botched some opportunities there. Like, if you don't... Oh no, ball one. Okay, we sunk one. That's good. You need to start sinking them. If you just go your whole life without sinking them, well then you're never gonna get anywhere. That didn't turn out. Didn't turn out the way that we wanted it to. I didn't answer your question, by the way, when you the fake person in my head asked what makes Lunar Pool so special. You'll see. Right off the bat, it doesn't look like much. It just looks like kind of an odd sci-fi themed pool. But I promise you, it's the greatest pool game that has ever been created. Barring, you know, the fact that it's got the kind of odd NES physics that have a little bit of inconsistency to them. Oh. It's like a DVD menu. You're just waiting for it to get in the corner. How's that for a very, very specific feeling? I am nothing if not evocative, you know? Yeah! Sunk them all. Got another ball. Which is good, because we're gonna need it. Ready for stage 2? Whoa! What's up? It's different looking. Welcome to Lunar Pool, baby. This is the ins and outs of Lunar Pool. It's all about bizarre looking pool tables that you would never see in the real world, because quite frankly it would be absurd. Lunar Pool has no issues with such absurdities. Quite the contrary, it's Lunar Pool's bread and butter. Oh, yeah! Still sunk one anyway, look at that. We're gonna see a lot of weirder tables, provided I can, you know, play the game halfway decently, which it shouldn't be that bad. Oh, and then I'm gonna go and do stuff like that. Maybe we'll be better off aiming for this one. You know, just gotta conk it, just not directly head on, just a little to the side like that. Oh, bad news. I don't gotta tell you what the bad news is. You just witnessed it. Oh, another scratch. That's okay. That's okay. We're down to 0 balls, but you already saw this game has a course selection, so it's much like Load Runner. It's a very friendly game. If you suck at it, you can just go right back to where you failed. Stage 3. What do we got here? Look at this. What kind of madman creates a pool table like this? I don't know, but I'm in love. They should continue making pool tables like this, because it's exactly what the doctor ordered. As a cure for anxiety. And a cause. Can you believe that hit? What have I just achieved? Yeah, I mean, you always just, like, put maximum power on it, right? What kind of pool player doesn't just absolutely send it every single time? I suppose the players that are actually good and accomplish something in their pool lives. But, you know, then there's also me. Look at that. Again, you just send it as hard as you can. That was so close to actually making something good happen. Oh, player 1, game over. You knew it would happen. But guess what? It also doesn't matter. Just go straight to round 3. We could even skip round 3 and say we basically beat it, but come on, I'm not that much of a scumbag. What does rate 1 mean? I don't know, man. I don't know what half these options mean. I just know that I'm playing pool on the most bizarre pool tables that you've ever witnessed in your entire life. Calculated. That was exactly as according to plan. Look at that. That would have been great if I didn't end it in misery. That's why you don't want to just send it constantly. But at the same time, if you don't, then, well, you're not a real pool player. I am a renowned pool shark in my spare time, so believe you me, I know what it means to scratch your cue ball every single shot. We got it right where we want it. Unfortunately, it's got us where it wants us. So you just put a tiny little bit of juice on it. And then just the slightest bit. Watch this. Just there you go. I admittedly don't know what the advantage of extending your shot like this is. Maybe there is no advantage and it's literally just to, you know, give you a better idea of where your crosshair is. It's possible. Knew that was going to happen. And it's another game over. Notably worse than our last attempt. But that's alright. Because it's Lunar Pool, and this game is amazing. I know, why am I so hyped for a pool game? I mean, look at it. Look at it. It's like everything that a child thinks pool is. What I'm saying is I'm a child, but that's fine. You're like, yeah, pool's cool and all, but there needs to be more boards. This is the Mario Party of pool, minus the mini games and the multiplayer. Actually, there is multiplayer, so take that. That's not gonna quite do it. No, you gotta go full send, and then you're good to go. Despite the fact that I missed 3 in a row, so therefore I'm not actually good to go. Again, I'm not gonna pretend that I'm any good at Lunar Pool. Far be it from me to make those kinds of outrageous claims. However, I do have a small love affair with Lunar Pool because what absolute madman designs a pool game like this? We're not doing so hot, you know. Just throwing that out there. Oh, yeah, you get the angle just a little bit different. A wee bit. Oh, look at that! We bounced off the other ball! Saved ourselves! I thought something amazing was going to happen there, but no. And look, any trick shot that I pull off in this game is absolutely 100% pure luck. Make no mistake about it. Like, yeah, sinking both of those, I had no agency in that. The pool gods willed it, and so the pool gods willed that as well. What can I say? Just kidding. It was me. It was all me. I'm the greatest. Look at this. We got like an hourglass pool table. Are you kidding me? For any of you who thought that I was being sarcastic when I said that Lunar Pool was going to be a great episode, I resent you. Okay, well, you know, it's probably not exactly how you want that to turn out. We're just kind of bobbling around without really getting anything sunk here, but that's alright, you know, we just oh no, it's not okay at all! It's not the end yet, though. We just gotta absolutely ram this thing And again, you know, the pool physics, they're not all there. It's an NES pool game. What did you really expect? It's not a particularly realistic NES pool game either. Like this is not a pool simulator. This is not what you'll buy if you're looking for a nice version of Billiards on your home entertainment system. No, this is what you buy when you're like, whoa man, I want pool but with dragons. There are no dragons in this game, but you know, it's the same energy. It's pool in a way you've never seen pool before. Maybe later on in the video we'll play with the friction, you know, just so you can see what that's all about. Spoilers, it's absolutely nuts. Look at that double sinkage. And then you just, you know, you just annihilate everything and hope that something goes in, and when something does go in like that, you just you talk it up, you talk yourself up, and you're like, see, look how good of a pool player I am. Look at how I can accidentally sink balls. That was kind of the worst thing that you could possibly imagine happening right there, you know? I guess we'll go for the 6. Oh, not quite the right angle, but it's okay. I don't even know if there was a right angle there. Like, I don't know if there was a world in this game's physics engine where that went in. But I don't care. I don't care if the physics are a little bit off. You know, it's Lunar Pool. Far be it from me to express disdain for Space Pool. Far be it from me to be any good at it as well. Never mind, I'm amazing. Again, you just maximum power. Oh, if I would have gotten like maybe one more dot on the sauce there, that might have actually gone in. Which is kind of an outrageous thing to think about because it was really just kind of shot out into the stratosphere for no real reason other than because I wanted to. That, however, you know, that worked exactly how you wanted it to work. This isn't going to work because we're just going to bounce right off the 3. We didn't bounce off the 3, but we actually did hit the 6. Go in. No! It was so close to going in. Okay, and I do see that we have that like kind of like 3-shot symbol there. Where it's like, hey, you get 3. If you mess one up, you're no good. That's not good. Never mind, it's amazing. What is happening? You ever wanted to play pool on a Z-shaped pool table? I tell you again, you only have one option. And it's right here. You just, you know, you just hammer it. You just hammer it again. You just hammer it again. And there you go. Now, it's very important that you just get yourself right in order. Yeah. Just a little bit of power. Not too much power. No one man should have all that power. You knew it was coming. That's pretty awful right there. Okay, so definitely less power. Like a 4-dotter. Yeah, you know, that at least gets us into a spot where we can then absolutely send that, and it doesn't do you any good. You just lose another ball. We're never gonna beat the high score set on this game, by the way, the in-game high score. I'm just gonna keep game overing, and quite frankly, I'm fine with it because it's fun. It's fun to just absolutely mess yourself up in every possible way. Look at that double shot, oh my goodness! It's like nothing you've ever seen before. Ouch! And then we just game over with a nice scratch. I know. I'm trying to think. I think it was the Microsoft Entertainment Pack that I played pool a lot in. 5, right? Yes, it was 5. Like just the slightly dissonant little theme song there. Getting those 3, absolutely easy. Absolutely easy. Surviving past that point, it's impossible. I needed a 2-dot shot, couldn't manage it. So now what do? Well, you know, you just pray. What'd I tell you? I told you that you gotta pray, and I just kind of, you know, blew by the pool world in a blaze of glory. Oh, we've got it. We've absolutely... You can't even mess this up. Look at that. It's set up right for you. Stage 6? Sure. I'm all about it. That's what it's all about, you know? Too much of an angle. Too much of an angle. Or maybe not enough of an angle. I don't know. I can't give you proper billiards commentary. Good thing it's not billiards. Good thing it's Lunar Pool, right? Wow, I'm amazed that I didn't scratch my ball somehow there. I mean, you can scratch your balls, but I didn't scratch my ball. You knew a joke like that was coming. Just something truly highbrow. You gotta be kidding me. Go in! Go in! I cannot believe that that did not go in. Normally, you know, these holes, they're like suction powered. See, if we're gonna scratch, it's no big deal. Game will scratch us immediately. But if you're trying to get something that you actually want in there, no. And don't think that I've just suddenly, you know, changed my tune and now I feel like I just have to complain about the game. No, I'm not complaining. It's all my own dealio here, you know. If I can't play the game well enough, then that's on me. That's not on anybody else. Stage 7. Look at this. 2 holes. The 2-hole option. I believe that's it's a classic play in the Denver Broncos playbook. Don't ask me what it is. I'm not a Bronco. Isn't it interesting that we actually allow horses to play football? I know. You can't just take things literally and call that humor. I can't, but I did anyway. Why pick the Denver Broncos specifically? Is there some kind of clever side gag that has to do with 2 holes in the Broncos? No, not really. Not really. I mean, I don't know why I picked them. It's not. I don't have any beef with the Broncos. They're not a division rival of my team. They're not. They're really not anything, you know. I mean, haven't been anything for a long time. I know, but John Elway, yeah. Guess what? I was in diapers when John Elway was a big deal, you know. I think I'm exaggerating a little bit. I may have been out of diapers by that point, but ancient history. What else are you gonna throw at me for Broncos? Oh, Von Miller, yeah. You can't win a Super Bowl with one good pass rusher. Unless maybe you had like the greatest pass rusher of all time and he was guaranteed a sack every single snap, then maybe then you could win a Super Bowl with just a pass rusher. But gosh, that one, what a sad way to game over. That's right. We're playing a sports game, so we just got to talk about all the sports. What else do I know about sports? Baseball. It exists. Hockey. Very, very popular in my hometown. Overshadowed everything I did. Not like I accomplished anything particularly noteworthy, mind you. I'm not going to be like, oh, I was totally robbed. I was the absolute greatest blacksmith in my class, and I was robbed of recognition because of hockey. No. I don't have some kind of crazy villain origin story like that. It's just, you know, I was occasionally mildly annoyed as a non-sports fan and a man of the arts being completely outclassed. But, you know, as I've grown older and I've grown more mature, I've learned, yo, that was nobody's fault. That's just the way of the world, man. Athletics are more interesting than being on the Knowledge Bowl team, as it turns out. Whew. What a goofy little looking board we got here. I was gonna say, something better go in there. Our rate went down to 1. I'm guessing that that's consecutive balls that you've sunk. I'm guessing that the higher that is, the more points you get. I know, I'm running off a lot of assumptions right now, but there are assumptions that make a whole lot of sense, you know? I'm not gonna apologize for an educated guess. What a brutal moment in my life that was. All right, well that was a lot of something. Scratched again. And you just went with the slightest bit of power. Yeah, just tap it in there. That's when you don't want to send it. I mean, that's a lie. You want to send it at all times. If you don't send it, you're not playing pool. Don't at me. If you're a real pool hustler, I don't believe you, because you probably don't just smash the cue into the ball at every play. See, that's what true experts like myself do. Well, we've succeeded in trading places with the 1 ball, so that's something. We've succeeded in doing nothing with the 1 ball. That's even more of something. Thank goodness. We made it. Stage 9. Alright, you know, slightly awkward looking. Like me in 9th grade. And all the grades after that as well. Everyone's like, if you could go back in time, or like send a letter back to your former self, would you? And I'm like, I don't know. I think you kind of gotta like be a little bit of a screw up in some ways to make it into the adult world with full wisdom. Well, this is really bad right now because we get one more shot. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. You're gonna think me a fool for this, but hear me out. Okay, well that did not work out the way that I wanted it to. Just gonna tell you that much right now. That also did not work out. Boy, if you get them in like the wrong, if you get the balls in the wrong spot like that, you're kind of done. Like your life's over. There's a lot of stages in this game, man. 60 stages. That's no small thing. That's awful. That's really bad. That's so not good. Oh. Yeah, like, just don't even bother animating the rest of that. I know what happens now. Like, you may as well just say your prayers and say it's over. Because game overing at this point is the only way that you're gonna get this board back in a reasonable fashion. There's gotta be like a way to play the perfect game of Lunar Pool, right? Like get the perfect pixels, get the perfect power every time. This is not what I wanted. Hold on. Let me reset this. I didn't want no stage 1 goofiness. No, we're stage 9 big boys. But no. I don't resent hockey like I once did when I was younger and thought that I was entitled to that much attention. I mean, that was really what it was at the end of the day. I was upset that athletics in general got more attention than I did, and I thought that was an injustice. Why would it be an injustice? I don't know. It really wasn't. But when you're a high school kid and you have no brain, you just, you know, you think everything's about you. Now, I will say, there is one little goofy story that I do like to tell that I think I was rightfully angry about. I was always in the high school one-act play competition because, you know, I was an absolute dweeb, and I had to make sure that there was no chance anybody could actually, like, think highly of me. I don't have that much self-loathing. I was in one act because it was fun. Acting is fun. I enjoyed it authentically, and there's nothing wrong with it. But there was one year where, ooh, look at this. It's like we got 2 boards stacked on top of each other. But there's one year where we were going to, I think we were even going to sections. I think we made it past subsections, which was a big deal for us because that didn't happen very often at all. And so we showed up at the school. We're going to get all of our stuff. And lo and behold, the school was locked, and there was nobody there. There was no bus arranged for us. We were not able to get in. Nothing was right. We thought, well, what the heck? Yeah, it turns out we were literally completely forgotten about. Like, that's not an exaggeration. I'm not just fabricating some nonsense for the sake of a story. No, we were completely and wholly just forgotten by the school administration the day of sectionals. It was either sections or it was subsections. So I believe that year we did wind up going to sections in some capacity. And so we literally had to break into the school. A friend of mine like went around to the back where the shop class was, where the dumpsters were. The shop class. The shop, I guess, is what it's called, you know. And he climbed up the dumpsters, went through the roof access because he knew that it was never locked. Why he knew that, I don't know. It's just that thing, you know. There are some people in your school who know certain things like that, and it eventually comes in handy. This was one of those times. But yeah, he made his way in the roof access, went all the way through the school, opened up the front doors. We were able to get all our stuff. We had to call the bus depot, get a bus driver all sorted out and everything, and yeah, it was rough. It was rough. That was definitely a top 10 anime betrayals kind of moment. Although I guess it's not really a betrayal if you were never really wanted in the first place. I cry. And then that same year, the boys hockey team didn't even place in subsections. They went to subsections, got like 2-0'd immediately. And then they got a welcome home banquet, and I was like, are you kidding me? We get locked out of the school on the day of competitions, and these guys get a banquet for not even placing? Make no mistake, I was a salty boy that year. And I think there's justification in that saltiness, I feel like. Ooh, that was close. I think that's a scenario where I was right to be upset. But I think the foolish part would be to blame it on the hockey players. None of that was their fault. It was the school administration's fault. And again, why would you blame them? I mean, the hockey program was a big deal where I'm from. We have multiple professional hockey players that graduated from my school. Oh man, this is treacherous. It's got something of a pedigree to it, you know? Hockey is expected there. And I'm fine with that nowadays. I'm not so angry anymore, because I'm not so angsty anymore, you know? I'm still angsty. I'm just angsty about different things, you know, now, like having to work and all of that. Having to make a living like a productive member of society. What is... First off, let's talk about what is productivity. Let's get philosophical. No. That'll always be one of my favorite sob stories from school. Anybody who says, oh, high school's the best day of your lives, I'm like, boy, I hope not. If this is all I've got to look forward to, then oof. That was not what I wanted to do. Okay, this is gonna be... No! It's not what I wanted at all. Oh, it's even less of what I wanted. Alright, that's no good. It's no good. It's alright. We come back to stage 12 with a vengeance. But yeah, again, it's not like I was ever like an absolute like top shelf performer or anything like that. Despite what high school me may have wanted to believe, you know, the ego of youth is often an unreasonable and unprecedented thing. But oh, that's bad. Let's try this with a little less juice. I needed a little more juice, but that's all right. Like, I won the Louis Armstrong Jazz Award in high school. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Nobody should have told me that, because you know that inflated my ego. Like, oh, I was the one person who tried in jazz band. Take that, literally everybody else. And again, that's the result of some ego there, too, trying to claim that I'm the only person who was trying. No, that's not true. There were other kids who were trying. Granted, a lot of them were just kind of there because it was an easy improvement to the grade in band, but we were not a particularly skilled jazz band. I'll put it that way. We had a rock and rhythm section. Rhythm section was good. Maybe I just say that because I was part of it. It was basically me and my brother. My brother played drums, I played bass, and we did a pretty bang up job over there. And then the brass always just kind of always sounded just a little off, you know. Never quite in tune. Oh gosh, this is the worst. All right, well, we've officially ruined our entire chance at anything happening here. The best part about jazz band was we always got free cinnamon rolls from the cafeteria. I don't know if that was like a shady, underhanded dealing that the band director had with them. I don't think it was, because even when we had changed band directors, we always got free cinnamon rolls, and that was the absolute best. My school had some good cinnamon rolls. We'd always get juice with it too, and it was like fresh out of the fridge, so it was like slushy orange juice. Oh, spectacular stuff. There are definitely some things that I will say were great in high school. I think, yes, I beat this stage. This is a mistake. Let's go to stage 13. It wasn't all doom and gloom. And the stuff that was doom and gloom, oh, we didn't actually beat that stage. Never mind. I'm actually a cheating bastard, because I don't recognize this at all. Oh well. I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. But the things in high school that, like, did not go so hot for me, and I have bad memories of, you know, it was all pretty much strictly my own fault. And I think a lot of people have to acknowledge stuff like that, where it's like, oh, such and such a period of my life was unfair. It's like, yes, there can be scenarios where just it's genuinely stacked against you, and you just have, like, a really rough time. But chances are, if you had a rough high school life, a lot of that is kind of avoidable by yourself. there are obvious exceptions of some very, very, very dark things that can happen to a high schooler that I will definitely not try to start victim blaming. Absolutely not. You know the kinds of things that I'm talking about. If some such a thing genuinely did happen to you, then, well, that was not your fault. But I'm talking stuff like, oh, I made a mockery of myself by being overdramatic when my girlfriend broke up with me and made myself look like a fool in front of the entire class. That's on me, you know? That's not on anybody else. It's not on said girlfriend for breaking up with me. No, that is within her right. It's how you personally handle it, and I didn't handle it well. I'll put it that way. My only consolation in that is that I can hope that nobody remembers that, which nobody does, right? It's like, whenever you have moments like that where you're like, whoa, no, what if such and such a person remembers when I did this? It's like, okay, think back to high school and try to think of a scenario where somebody else had a public freak out. Do you remember that? Probably not. Likewise, they do not remember you. And I don't mean that in like a negative way. I don't mean like, oh, you weren't like worth remembering. I mean, no, if you had a meltdown like that, look, people were dealing with their own shit in high school. They're not gonna mark it on their calendar. Oh, Paul had a meltdown this day. No one cares. Nobody cares. You can do it versus computer, I just noticed too, but I don't need the computer cramping my style in this game. I'm enjoying Lunar Pool like a fine wine right now. And this is where you just do the greatest send that there ever was. I made some solid memories for myself in high school as well, you know. Won a karaoke trophy at the post-prom karaoke for singing the Fergie part of My Humps. You don't just do that and not get a trophy. I mean, come on. If the karaoke dude would have just, like, sent us on our way, I would have been like, what did I just look like a fool for in front of everybody? Joke's on you, I enjoyed looking like a fool because I figured I was entertaining that way. And I had entertained many people with that performance, and I've always enjoyed the notion of entertaining people and being entertaining. There could be the argument of saying, oh, well, isn't that conceited to think that anybody is just gonna, like, say, yeah, I want to watch you, and that... And to that I say, no, that is flawed logic. Entertainers have to believe that they are entertaining, and they have to have a desire to do it, or else there would not be entertainers. You don't decide, I want to act in movies because you're like, I think that the world would be a better place with my presence. No, that's... At least, that's probably not what goes on in the average actor's mind. It's probably, you know, like, I'm good at this, I enjoy doing this, and if I can make somebody's day a little bit brighter by giving them a solid performance, then that's all the better. Stage 14. So no, if you think that you're entertaining, good. It means that you found value in yourself, and that's good. There's a difference between arrogance and genuinely understanding that you're worth something. It's something that I have, at various points in my life, you know, struggled to find the balance of, but I think I've recently entered more of a vaguely destructive period of self-loathing rather than I'm so great recently, which is, you know, probably too extreme in the opposite direction. You don't want to be like, oh, why would anybody ever want to see me? I'm no good. Well, because then at that point, you know, you're just putting yourself down. And there is enough other people in the world who are gonna put you down. You don't need to be your own worst enemy about it too. It's easier said than done. I'll be the first to admit, you know, I'm a do as I say, not as I do kind of person. I don't try to be that kind of person. I really hope I'm not that person because, you know, everybody wants to listen to somebody who does practice what they preach, of course. But I think there's a difference between being a hypocrite and just, you know, genuinely trying to do something difficult and failing. If you put effort into like setting a good example and you just every now and then fail, that's different than being a hypocrite. Being a hypocrite is, you know, never trying. Being a hypocrite is not believing a word that you say. Huge difference. So I guess what I'm saying is find the value in yourself and hold on to that value. Accept that you're worth something. I know. Oh, wow, look, he's getting into feelings. Lame content. Boo this man. I know. But, you know, if, you know, be the change you want to see in the world. I've said it before, I think a lot of content creators just kind of thrive off of being negative, and I don't want to be that way. I don't want to be the person who's known for just kind of always being awful. Because there are content creators like that, you know. I'm not gonna name names. I'm not gonna spread that same kind of negativity, but you all know it's there. It's not a secret. It's pretty out in the open. There are people who kind of make a living by just you know, kicking the hornet's nest a little. Yikes. Alright. Speaking of kicking the hornet's nest, man. Hey, there we go. That's more like what a good pool shot looks like. Now those holes, how are we going to get anything into those tiny holes? Hey, something got into that tiny hole. Never mind, we're good. I know, the phrasing of balls in holes and putting things in holes. Yeah. It's all very funny. I am absolutely not above such mundane, crude humor, by the way. Don't you worry yourself. I'm not gonna shame you for laughing at me saying putting holes in stuff. Because that would straight up be hypocrisy. There's your example. Oh no! Well, this is a rather tragic position to be in. So I guess we'll just hope for the best and just send ourselves in in a wild direction. Didn't work out. No, it's just a nice, enjoyable game though. This is maybe one of the most like just kind of easygoing recreational NES games that I've played so far in this whole series. Yeah, you can game over. Yeah, you can look like an idiot. Who cares, you know? You've got your stage select. No one's expecting much of you. Kind of amazing that nothing went into anything right there. Okay, just a little bit of a hit. That's bad. That's worse. Yeah, this is a treacherous board. Is that what you'd call this? A board? I don't know how I managed that. That should be in. Like, I'm sorry, I'm very suspicious of that. I had a bizarre dream the other day. I know, now I'm getting into my dreams, so what do we talk about next? I had a dream that, like, I was trying to buy a new house for some reason, and we found a house. It was a shitty house. Like, it was not good. It was a terrible, terrible house. It was in horrible condition. The layout was bizarre. There was nothing good about it. It was filthy. But for some reason, you know, my wife was just, she was adamant, like, this is the house. This is what we need. This is essential right here. And which, in reality, would never happen because she's notably more particular about real estate than I. But I thought, well, okay, I guess we'll buy this house then and fix it, which again makes no sense because we've currently got a little bit of buyer's remorse going on with our current abode because it's a little bit of a fixer-upper, and we are not DIY people, so you know, maybe a little bit of a mismatch in terms of how we chose to buy our house. I'll be the first to admit that. But yeah, in this stream, she's just like, no, I really like this house, and I could not for the life of me figure out what she liked about it. But I thought, well, okay, if you really like it that much, and boy, the that was some kind of goofy plays there. Okay, I'm tripping myself out with this game here. Gosh, this is a hard stage, but. Anyway, as I was saying, one of my old friends that I knew from when I was a kid was like living in this garbage house, and he didn't know that it was for sale. And he was like, "Well, I guess I'll help you clean it up then, so you can live here, I guess." And the basement was literally completely flooded. And I was like, why are we buying this house? I don't know. It was abstract. It was very abstract. There was a lot of there's kind of a lot of moving parts to it. Gosh, this stage is kind of the end of the world right now. And the weirdest part is it's not the first dream I've had like that. Not even like the first dream I've had like that within the past month. Like I had another dream where like we had apparently like bought the house that I grew up in, and we were trying to clean it out and stuff, and it was absolutely filled to the brim with bugs. And by bugs I mean like hanging from like webs and stuff. Winged bugs flying around, just like, it was disturbing. It's truly just like a disturbing dream. I don't know if I'd go so far as to call it a nightmare, but it was not pleasant. Oh wow. Okay, be very careful here. Oh wow. I can't believe that worked. Okay, past stage 15. Thank God, we made it. But yeah, we were like, well, we got to clean this house out because we bought it. And again, it's something like, why buy this? Why purchase a house in this terrible shape? Like, this is a disgusting building to be in, let alone to live in. But dreams don't make sense, and we all know it. When was the last time you've had a dream that made a lick of sense, right? Maybe some people have more grounded dreams than I, but oh, it's a little more power, and it would have been in. That hurts. That hurts. But no, I like the dreams that just kind of expand and go all over, and it feels like you've been dreaming for like 5 days, when in reality I know they say that most dreams are only a maximum of like 20 minutes long, but some of them feel truly grand in scope. Those are the dreams I don't mind so much. But I don't typically dream well. If someone says sweet dreams, I'll say, heck, good joke. Good joke. Again, even if it's not always outright nightmares, which I guess I seldom have a true nightmare. I just always have like really unpleasant, bizarre dreams, and I'm like, can this be over? I'd like to wake up now, please. You're making me uncomfortable, dream world. And then you get the elusive linked dreams, where it's like an entire saga throughout the course of like a month, and you keep dreaming, and it keeps just adding on to the plot. Those are, I guess, the, for lack of a better term, the most fun dreams. What are your favorite dreams? Had any weird dreams lately? I'd love to hear from you. Even if it's not about dreams, yeah. You don't gotta tell me about your weird dreams if you don't want to. You know, you can just engage in some way. I am certainly never adverse to reading the odd comment from the odd viewer. It's just a nice little bit of reinforcement that what I'm doing is actually being witnessed, for lack of a better term. No, I'm not gonna go on the woe is me, I don't have any viewers spree. No. Again, that's entitlement. But again, if you are watching, would love to hear from you. For those of you who do leave a like when you watch, I appreciate that. I know they don't really matter until you get them en masse, but you know, it's a little bit of positive reinforcement. We could all use more positive reinforcement in our lives. Just that tiny little shot of dopamine of, hey, somebody liked what you did, and I'm like, wow. Well, even if it's not verbal affirmation, and it's just a little like a token of appreciation, it counts. Heck, even when I click on my analytics and I see that a video actually has like decent viewer retention, even that is enough to make me go, well, what a good feeling. You're never gonna get a video that's got 100% viewer like retention, especially when you're doing hour-long videos like this. It's not something that you're ever gonna get. But even when I have a video and it hits like 20 minutes average retention, I'm like, hey, that means either multiple people have watched quite a bit of this video, or one person watched all of it and everybody else watched hardly anything. But if even one person watches an entire hour-long video like this, well, my goodness. I am sincerely flattered by the attention. See, goes right back to high school me. I just want your attention, man. What an easy stage compared to the nightmares that we've had leading up to this. Oh, that was perfect. I've never seen perfect before. Look at that. Boy, if we didn't only have like 6 minutes left, I'd say that would be something. Oh, it's another Z pattern. It's another Z. But here's the difference. See. Oh, no. Very different layout. Okay, don't send it quite so heavily, but do give it a little bit of a tap. We did lose our rate, but we're alive, and that counts for a lot. Remarkable. So getting a perfect, as you may suspect, that's worth quite a bit. That was way too much power. I didn't mean to do it that way. That was also too much power. How about with like 2? No, I didn't want 1. I wanted 2. All right. Well, now I'm just choking. Did I mention I was choking? Okay. You know, you need these moments, you know, to just be like a quick reality check. Be like, hey, I saw you did fairly well that last map. Just remember your place. Never forget where you come from, swine. Oh. Okay. Okay. This is a precarious predicament. Never mind, it's a perfectly fine predicament. It's not a predicament at all. Forget the word predicament. I'm not about it. Hitting us with the Z twice, though. Cheeky. Yep, 4 power is about all I wanted to risk there. But yeah, I can imagine. You wouldn't even have to outright task this. You have enough time, and it's not a particularly, you know, fast-paced game. You could just like figure out the exact aim, figure out the exact power, and you still have to have good timing for the power involved. But you could arguably engineer what the perfect game of Lunar Pool would look like. And I'm sure there's a nerd out there who has done so. And I'm not saying nerd in a derogatory fashion. No, not at all. I'm saying it in an honorable fashion, in a I salute you kind of fashion. Sometimes I impress myself. Not often, but sometimes. I was gonna say, can we slow down? Can we get to the point where we can at least get a shot off on one? I think that'll get us a shot. Not quite full, but give it quite a bit of mustard, and there you go. There you go. Look at that score going up. I'm still not convinced I have enough time on the timer to actually set the high score like I said I wouldn't never be able to, but yeah. Not too much power. Just enough. Ooh, yeah, even that was almost far too much. That's okay, you know, you lose your rate, but you get into a slightly safer position, and I mean slightly now. This is very slight. That's really not good. I know, I'm done talking about my feelings. I'm playing about pool. I'm playing about pool. Talking about pool. That's the word. Boy, that is really lodged in there, isn't it? Yeah, and that's the end, you know? What's that? You thought you could set yourself a high score? Think again, buddy. Made it to stage 20, though. I guess, you know, we'll try a tiny bit more stage 20, since we do technically still have some time left on the clock. Oh, wait, I said I was going to mess with friction. Let me show you. What happens when you set no friction? Or, like, 1 friction. Check this out. Watch how everything just goes forever. It will never slow down. And you eventually scratch. You know what's gonna happen. You know? 0 friction is definitely the meme way to play the game. And if we hadn't scratched, that would have been perfect. But then you ask, well, what happens if you set the friction to max? I'll say, ho ho ho. You devil. 255 friction? Check it out. I'm glad I remembered this, because this is all very goofy to witness. Max power shot. That's all you get. Virtually unplayable. Probably completely unplayable. Like, you don't have enough shots on your shot counter to make anything in. Hey, we got one ball in. So, yes, you can play with either of the 2 extremes. You can set it to absolutely 0 friction where things just, you know, soar off into the distance infinitely. Or you can basically play on a table of glue. Guess which one is more fun? Actually, I don't know, because they're both incredibly infuriating in their own specific ways. Like, how are you going to win with no friction when your cue ball will just go on forever. Either way, that's time. Lunar Pool, it's a great game. What did I tell you? What were you so worried about? I didn't even tell you who made it. Published by FCI, developed by Compile. Yeah, that's right. Those guys known for Puyo Puyo and a bunch of old school shmups. Turns out they made Lunar Pool as well. Go figure. What do we got tomorrow? We have an absolute heavy hitter of a game. A monumental release, and I'm not being facetious. I'm not being sarcastic. Tomorrow, we've got Mike Tyson's Punch-Out! Yes! Yes, yes. It's a great game. I'm excited. I hope you're excited too, because there's no reason to dislike Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. So join me tomorrow for that. It's going to be an absolute knockout of a time, if you get what I'm saying. Either way, as always, thank you so much for watching, and have a fantastic day.